Rain is nature reward and it is very important for human life, no doubt. Of course, you must know that rain can be rained artificial now. How is this artificial rain is rained? Can this modern technology turn desert green? And can the problem of drought in drought prone areas be solved? Can the rain be controlled in the way and can it be prevented from falling in a particular place? Let's find out all this in video. Before knowing how artificial rain occurs, let's understand how natural rain occurs so that it became easier for us to understand. This process starts from the water on our own planet by evaporating the waters from the rivers, streams, lakes on our earth and rising in the atmosphere as water vapor. This process is called evaporation. After that, in the atmosphere, when these water evaporates, find our dust particles, ash, shell, bacteria or any body that is floating in the atmosphere. It starts to condense around it. In this way, a small cloud droplet comes into existence. The dust particles or ash particles that causes their drop or cold droplets to form is called cold condensations, and this whole process gives rise to clouds. For clouds droplet to form, dust particles ash must be present in the atmosphere. Otherwise, water vapors will not change into cloud droplet. Initially, the cloud droplet is small enough in size that in atmosphere it floats, but it is not capable of precipitations. These clouds droplets in the atmosphere grown in size after colliding with each others and became regular raindrops. And then it becomes difficult for the air in the atmosphere to hold them for long. This starts to rain and we get to see it rain. This is the answer to how does it rain. Water vapors is present in the atmosphere, but sometimes it does not find cold condensations nuclei to form clouds. So scientists discovers a method in 1946 by which a catalyte is seeded in the water vapors in the atmosphere. That is the are provided with cloud condensations nuclei. This catalytes, which can usually be one of silver iodide, potassium iodide or dry solid carbon dioxide. Now it is becoming common to use sodium chloride for this process. All these salts act as cloud condensations nuclei. After this seeding process, the formation of large water droplets accelerates and rain being formed. This process of seeding is done by airplanes, drones, rockets or generators on the ground. Currently, more than 50 countries in the world are working on artificial rain projects. They include China, America, Russia, India, Thailand, France, Germany and many other countries. China is currently working on the world's largest weather modifications project since 2016. China has announced plan to generate rain on nearly 60% of its land by 2025. China is the first to install thousands of burning chambers in the Tibetan plateau, with the help of which this silver iodide will be produced, which will be carried by air to the weak clouds in the atmosphere. It is believed that the project will cover an area of about 1.6 million square kilometers, twice the size of Pakistan and Spain. About 500 chambers have been installed in their area so far. Artificial rain was also used as a weapon by the United States during the Vietnam War, when it extended the durations of the monsoon by adopting the method of cloud seeding during the monsoon rains. As a result, the North Vietnam's forces faced severe difficulties in advancing and supplying vehicles during the war. After the Chernobyl incident in 1986, the Soviet Union also used aircraft for artificial rain to prevent the spread of radiations to surrounding areas. As for India, it first tried artificial rain in 1951 using this method. After that, in 1952, also tried to seed silver iodide through balloons from India. Even after this, India has tried artificial rain in Karnataka, Mumbai, and more experiments are going on. Now let's look at the questions whether there was ever an attempt to make artificial rain in Pakistan. The answer is yes. In 2000s, Pakistan made the first regular attempt of artificial rain in some areas of Punjab, Sindh, Balochistan and the present Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which was quite successful. As you know that due to pollution, some cities of Pakistan are also under heavy fog or smog. So to reduce this, in 2021, the government of Pakistan was also considering the options of raining artificial rain with the help of UAE. Of course, these questions must be coming in your curious mind that at this time there are many areas in the world which are either completely desert where there is little or no rain. So can artificial rainfall in these areas meet water scarcity? So guys, the answer to this question is yes, to some extent. It can be done, but it is not at all possible to make them completely green, and neither artificial rain can be a complete substitute for natural rain. There are several reasons for this. First of all, if it is seen in orders to make artificial rain, it is necessary to have specific weather conditions. Some clouds are indeed weak but in the atmosphere. It is not always the case that the rain is created from scratch and pour out. Secondly, the cost of raining by this method will be very high. You can estimate this from the fact that 1 acre foot of artificial rain can cost at least $27 to $400 per acre foot. So it is not beneficial for poor countries in any way. In addition, silver iodide is often used for cloud seeding. In this method, silver is a toxic metals and excessive amounts can be extremely dangerous to humans and aquatic life. There are certain weather patterns. So there is a fear in this situation that through artificial rain, powerful countries will steal the cloud going to other countries and will rain in their own country. And it is also possible to see such a situations between two cities of the same country, and disputes over the issue of clouds may also start. After this process, the chance of rain increase greatly, but there is no 100% guarantee that it will rain. And it should also be remembered that this method of water modification may be useful in a specific area, but it cannot change the overall climate. The method of cloud seeding is also used to disperse clouds where precipitation is prouded. China also used this method to reduce the chances of rain at the opening ceremony of the 2008 Beijing Olympics by driving away the rain. What China did was to fire about 1100 silver iodide field rockets from around 21 locations around the city of Beijing to make the premature cloud coming toward the city of Beijing so powerful that they rain outside the city. Thus the cloud approaching Beijing weakened and the sky remained perfectly clear during the opening ceremony. Not only this, but it has become a tradition in China of clearing the clouds often before a big events or political event. Similarly, in 2000 2020 due to the rains in Indonesia. The city of Jakarta caused a lot of destructions, while protecting was also predicting more rain. So to control further flooding and save Jakarta from further destruction, the Indonesia Air Force used cloud seeding technique for controlling the rain and flood. This is how artificial rain can be raining through cloud seedings and what are its limitations. Now let's mention another method of artificial rain. Scientists from the University of Reading in the United Kingdom did try in 2017 to make artificial rain through electric charges. This was demonstrated in practice recently when the UAE used the same technology to induce charges in the clouds through drones and produce a good amount of rain. In contrast to seeding, the risk of environmental hazards is reduced in this method. How did you like this information? Like and subscribe along with giving your feedback.